Hey everyone, welcome to Opal Oracle. For those of you who are new, my name is Raaji. It's nice to meet you. Thanks for being here. And those returning, of course, same message applies. It's really great. Two things. One, this is for Scorpio for mid-October. Secondly, you have some really interesting dynamics in here. I broke it down into four corners, like four corners of the earth, four archangels, however you want to put it, four seasons, etc. You have one section for your work, one for your love, your creativity, and then your spirituality. I also pulled one card from the Marielle Tarot. You received the Five of Swords, which is a central energy, is very much about, she's about, okay, there's a struggle, right? It's the five. It's not, you're kind of the furthest away from the divine, right? The 0 being the Fool, the 10 being the Wheel of Fortune. There's a gap. So you being in the middle, there's something about using your clarity, using your wisdom, using reason to sort through as you float down this river, okay? Because there's an extra card that actually flew out. This one flew into your center, and then this card, in addition, also flew out in your spirituality section. Now, what's fascinating about this is actually interpreted as Eve in this deck, and this is Adam. Okay, they're both fives. This is within the air realm. This is within the earth realm. So it's showing me a connectivity between divine masculine and divine feminine. The divine masculine is more within your realm. It's closer, it's more closely connected to your spirituality, to love. Okay? This wisdom touches all four corners, though, this feminine energy. But fives, again, are transitionary situations, okay? So there's a need for patience during this time. Oh, I also want to remember. I did want to remember, and therefore I did. I didn't want to forget to mention that these mid-month readings, I'm hoping to get them all out. I was inspired. There's a full moon in Aries on the 5th of October. It's a big deal. Full moons are about having completions. Okay, then there's a new moon in Libra on the 19th, okay, which is about intention. And then we wait, okay? Depends how big the goal is to how many full moons after that we need to wait to achieve or start to recognize the change physically, spiritually, emotionally, etc. Now, specifically speaking, we have in your work section, I see that the majority of you, there's something about work that causes you to be discontented. For some of you, your boss could be an earth sign or an air sign, or the combination thereof. I see that. There could be a younger person that's at your, people that are younger than you at your work that also sort of play into this dissatisfaction. In relation to that, you have okay, so you have this Four of Cups in your work sector. Now, of course, this can be disappointment. It can be sort of lethargic, like apathetic, like I don't really want to do much at work. Like I don't really want to do anything. I see that. Not to say that you don't have a good work ethic, but just like you're not really digging it right now. But something also about the Four of Cups is like this cup that's being handed to you, you don't see it, right? It's like there's a blessing coming in. It's just like not happening yet, which probably goes into that patience that I was speaking about earlier, because you also have the Page of Wands next to this Four of Cups, which is about new paths. It's about excitement. It's about creation in like a really inspired way. I see too, work, it can also be the work that you're doing within yourself. So there's something about that also, and the way that the work that you've been doing within a side of yourself has to do with your love, particularly. Like love, the emotions of love, whether you're involved, single, whatever. It's just like, how do we perceive love? How do we receive love? How do we give love? Does love make us nervous? Do we get overexcited? Do we get really excited and then we become apathetic? Like, now in relation to love, I also see that there is a you've put out what it is that you want, okay? I see that work, again, work and love is like, I think Gemini got this too. When I keep doing this motion, it's Gabo in the Norse runic alphabet, which means partnership, connections. Two things are connected, right? Interlocked, but where they make a stronger structure. Now, in that, I keep hearing the word patience. You have the Six of Cups and the Three of Wands in your love section. For some of you, you could be reminiscing about the past situations that potentially caused pain within you, situations that you're healing from, okay? But this is becoming more harmonious, even though that reflection is giving way to you being able to see the future more accordingly, for you to have different expectations to what the possibility is of manifestation, okay? And it's awesome because the sun is right below this Three of Wands, okay? That's an illumination to this manifestation of what it is that you're seeking, this path, okay? Financially and with love, but of course this all intertwines. In ways of that illumination, I guess we'll come back around clockwise. What would we say if it wasn't clockwise, you know? It's interesting to think about. You have the Sun and the Three of Swords, okay? So in your spirituality section, I want to say that there is a light that is coming to... Swords represent air, they represent winter, seasonally speaking. And I see here with these swords being yellow, it's like the sun is like melting these swords. Because sometimes we have to go to the deep, dark depths of our heart and really have something that sort of shakes our lives internally, that obviously will come externally into the world, but it pushes us into being like, yeah, man, I really, all you can do is like appreciate every new day. You know, and this was in your October reading, which was very strong. I was really happy for that reading. And I'm so happy that, again, that this is here as well. And, you know, because this card, Adam, is about, okay, whether you believe in, this card just basically represents exposing yourself, okay? Really showing who you are, knowing that it's a, you know, I've been saying this to you all year because you need to hear it, is like, you're deep, man. There's never a need for you to feel shallow. There's never a need for you to feel like this. I mean, understanding this as a Scorpio, sure, yes, of course. But to stay in it, no. You can melt those away in your heart. Whatever it has been in the past that has brought you to a position of pain, a position of feeling wounded, okay? Because even if our wounds heal, we have scars, right? And we feel like people can see those scars even though they're internal. But the thing is like, if someone it doesn't matter. Um, if someone really loves you, right? If someone wants to be on your team, how could they ever be upset with you for exposing yourself? You see here, all these snakes were his hair, and I feel like before they were just covering his body. You know, you could see he showed his face, but he didn't really expose himself completely. And it's like he's not even exposing himself. You see he's looking down and he's smiling. He's not exposing himself to necessarily show anybody else. It's like he found a part of himself where basically this little earth right here on his heart represents Meru. Mount Meru. It represents the center of the earth, whether you believe in flat earth or not. It's like all the ancient stories that understood collective consciousness and sacred connection to the divine masculine, the divine feminine, Mother Earth, what have you. But he found this paradise, this Garden of Eden, if you will, within him. And that's really important, to be able to illuminate yourself in that way. And I see that that's why these owls are here also, to show you something you need to consider within your mind, so that you can find, because you can see here too, her chest is sort of covered as well, her heart. And then once you get deeper into the spirituality, into this realm, that spirituality also touches your love realm, you know, the heart realm, like that primal connection to deeper situations, you know. Now, your last section is your creativity. Now, this is pretty cool. You have the King of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords, which this is Taurus and this is Libra. That's relevant for any of you. Now, I see here, creatively speaking, I see here that there's very much could be I see an earth element, a strong earth element, and a strong air element. Of course, these are higher court cards. Outside of those people, these representing energies within yourself, I see here that your honesty to actually moving through like this kind of energy is actually going to be a creative push for you. You know, like a creative expression of what you've been thinking about, of what you've been feeling internally, that really affects, you know, matters of the heart, which your heart is your strength, you know. That's why Leo's ruled by the heart. And this is also a Leo card, okay? And then again, like what you've been feeling, this Queen of Swords doesn't, you know, she really gets to the heart of the matter, and she's actually looking over at this Five of Swords. So there's a lot of clarity through your creative mental process. Now with the King of Pentacles, he is so in tune with Mother Nature, like with the earth. He can be a little bit stubborn in the way that stubborn in the sense where once he starts doing a particular like method, like there's a pronounced determination to the way that he enjoys doing something, he can sort of get stuck in that. And not that to say that that process isn't good, but I keep looking up at the page and they're young and sort of like vibrant and explorative and inquisitive and free. They're very free. There's freedom within that creativity. So there's an advice with that also. Earth and air too. That could kind of be anywhere also. You know, like it's not like fire and earth, that would be a desert. You know, water and earth, that would be like a swamp or a lake or the sea. You know, where I guess more of a lake. But air and earth, I'll have to think about that. But what I'm saying is it's not conflicting. There's something smooth about it, and the earth element is looking to the foundation of it all, which is good. There's like a lot of consideration within the king and the queen, but the king is looking more inward and the queen is looking more outward. So how do I want to say it? I guess the strongest message is that it's important to be out in nature, okay? Especially when you start feeling like this, okay? When you're sort of like energy drained, not feeling motivated, not feeling inspired, feeling sort of stuck, feeling sort of secular in some sense. You need sunshine, okay? These are like the opposite corners of the board, which obviously connects. You know, you should go where the owl goes. Maybe you'll see one. That's definitely your animal this month, by the way. Alright. For any of you still listening, thank you for being here, firstly. Secondly, and I guess, yeah, lastly, I'm sort of taking a survey because I watch other readers. I love tarot, you know, like it's a fascinating art, you know, because it can be nonverbal, but of course I'm sharing with you. But I'm sort of taking a survey to, like, if my readings are too heavy or not, you know, because sometimes I touch on some stuff that is actually quite normal for the majority, but I know that there's a lot of people out there that don't dig on that, and I guess, like, I'm not saying that I'm going to change who I am, you know, why would I, unless it's for the greater good, but, and I mean, of course we're all changing constantly and evolving, if you will, but I'm just sort of curious, like, how you feel about the depths of my readings. Like, does it make you feel better after you listen, or are you enlightened by it? Does it really trigger? We know when people always say this, tarot readers, like, does it resonate with you? But we don't think about that. We're talking about wood, right? We're talking about the earth, and generally we're talking about a musical instrument. That's where we use that in ways of sound, okay? But the sound resonating within the body of an instrument, you know, of a cello or a violin or what have you. And that resonation is an electric magnetic force that's triggering something to move within you, you know. So, and even if you don't quite fully understand it consciously, it's like that resonation will continue to move out until it becomes into the physical world, you know. And when I did that, it's like this really cool, interesting energy. So in saying that, I'd like to know your opinion and, like, what you think about that, you know. How do you feel about collective consciousness? Is that important to you? Do you really want to solve, like, these deeper mysteries of ourselves, like recognizing our own feminine, masculine, dark side, light side, you know, and then illuminating again to this higher self? Or do you just want to hear about, like, your ex? You know, it makes a difference. I mean, I want to help the most amount of people. That's why I received this gift. So, anyway, I would absolutely appreciate you sharing what you think. All right, I will see you in your birth month. I can't wait. By the way, Jupiter's coming on the 10th. Good luck.